Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of the Knit State of Mind podcast. This is our last episode before the new year. We're coming here from Oakland, California. Today is Sunday, December 29th, and we have a nice, lovely, rainy day today.
So the light's not that great, but we're working with what we've got.
Certainly. So today is a bit of a special episode. We're going to share some of our finished objects and WIPs, but then also do a WIP parade for our Clear the Needles 2020 make-along.
Yay, I'm so excited about this because I love watching WIP parades when other people do them on their videos, so I'm glad we can join in.
And if we're being honest, this is going to be Heather's WIP parade, and I'll be the lovely sidekick and cheer her on.
You've got some.
I do. I have some too.
So, by the way, I'm Heather.
Oh, I'm Wanda, and we are Knit State of Mind podcast on Instagram and on YouTube, which is where you're watching. I'm also wandawat, Wanda W-A-T on Ravelry, and Zest and Class. That's Zest, the letter N, Class on, what's that? Instagram.
And I'm heathertee, Heather T-E-E on Ravelry, and heathertee3 on Instagram. And yeah, we want to say a big thank you to everybody who has followed us on Instagram, subscribed to our channel, left comments, reached out to us with direct messages. That means so much to us, and we're so excited that we're building this community together.
Yeah, I particularly appreciate the folks who reach out to us or reach out to me directly, and it shows that they're listening and they're interested in what we have to say. We're also interested in what you share with us. Recently, I got hit up on Ravelry. I think her name was Shirley Knits, 123 on Ravelry, and she shared with me a couple of podcasts that mentioned us, and then also when I was talking about sweater construction and wanting to be able to do modifications, she made a suggestion. So I haven't checked out, she mentioned Melissa's podcast. I think it's
Knitting the Stash.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to checking her out as I kind of continue to build my skills around sweater construction in particular. And then I did check out Levi's. I checked out some of Levi's Vlogmas. Strange things are going on outside. We're facing a beautiful window and nature, and it's raining and crazy things are happening. But he's WTF Knitting Podcast, and he shouted us out. Thank you for that. I enjoyed watching some of your Vlogmas episodes, and I think it's really cool. He's a nurse, and so nurses and teachers and educators all have a special place in my heart. So
Yeah, so we also want to thank Alyssa from our Ravelry group for correcting the pronunciation of my previous sweater, which I had been saying wrong. It's actually Leelana, I think, from her phonetic spelling. So sorry to all you Michiganders that were cringing every time I said the name of that sweater, and thank you, Alyssa, for correcting me.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. So cool.
Yeah.
Do we want to get into finished objects, or?
Let's do. What are you wearing?
Okay. So you all have seen this many times, and maybe if you follow us on Instagram, you saw my lovely photo shoot. My boyfriend took pictures of me while we were in Stockton for the holidays. We were at the University of the Pacific campus, which lended itself to some really cool shots. But
yeah, I was wondering where that was. I've never been there.
Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah. It reminds me of some of the colleges on the East Coast, the small liberal arts colleges. So anyway, so this is the Union Street Shawlette. It is complete.
Yay!
I don't know if you all can see that. But again, this is the Union Street Shawlette. It's a pattern by Lavanya Patricella. I really love her work. And so you can see there are 4 sections there. We have
so beautiful
garter, 2 brioche sections. And then what happened here is I played yarn chicken and I lost with the last section with the gold color. So I just picked the cream back up and finished it off there. And I actually think it's a cool little touch.
I like it. I think it actually looks better than it would have if you would finish with the gold.
Yeah, it's interesting how that happens by accident. And then I'll call myself out. I don't even know if it's super visible, but there is one error. And you know, some people go back and fix. Sometimes I'm a little lazy. I don't know if y'all can see that, but there's a part in, can you see it? There's a part in the brioche, where I was supposed to purl, and I think I knit, and I caught it too late. And I was like, it's a little character. You can't see that much. But
it's the whole point of a hand knit, right? It's unique.
Yes.
Nobody else has that.
This was such a fun knit, people. And I think instant gratification, since it's a Shawlette. I was able to knit it up pretty quickly. Am I just gonna wear it like this for the rest of the show? What else? Oh, it's interesting because at first it was just I noticed the change in the fabric after I blocked it. It just got a lot lighter, and it's cozy, and it grew some as well. So I've worn this quite a few times. It's perfect for the Bay Area weather. And again, it's knit with yarn I got while I was in Toronto, Canada. I got the Lichen and Lace. I think the Lichen and Lace is
it's the gray,
which is called Spite. And the Feisty Fibers is the cream color, which is called Shroom. So nice fun.
Yeah. What size needles did you use? Because the garter is really nice. It's like drapey, but not super big.
Yeah, I think I used a US 4. US 4 sounds about right.
Yeah, it's a nice gauge. Sometimes I think some shawls, the garter, when you block it, it stretches out too much, and it doesn't, in my opinion, look that good. But yours didn't stretch out too much. It still looks really nice.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much. I like it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not wearing a sweater, but I am wearing a knitted object because I finished my Marled Mania leggings. So I'll stand up and show you. Hopefully it's going to be hard to get them completely.
These are so freaking cute. You have to lift up your leg.
Maybe I'll stand up on this chair.
There you go.
Okay. So, as I said last time, I really do wish I had had more red to finish the bottom part here, because it is kind of an abrupt transition from the red to the pink. But other than that, I'm super happy with these. So this is the Marled Mania leggings pattern by Stephen West. And it's 2 strands of fingering weight held together. So I did I'm going to bend down for a second. I did the Knitpicks stroll. I was trying to use up some stroll scraps. So I did those held double, and I used a 6 for the rib and a 7 for the legs and the rest of the torso and stuff. So a couple things that I modified are, first of all, I provisionally cast on right at this point right here, and then knit the pattern down, and I did the rib. I went back and did the rib later. So what I did is I actually knit a much longer rib than is called for, so that it would go all the way up to my natural waist.
I like that.
And then I also put an elastic in at the waist, because I just thought, like, knitted pants, are they really gonna stay on? So I happened to have a piece of elastic in my sewing box that was exactly the right size, so I just put that in there today, and I'm super happy with them. I really like the fit, and maybe someday when I'm buying yarn again, I might buy some red yarn to
go back
the bottom so it's not pink. But anyway, I was surprised how well they fit. I was a little skeptical. I just kind of wanted to try out the pattern, but they actually fit quite well and very true to size. Like, I got the right gauge, and I knit the size that I wear in pants, and they fit perfectly. So
those are so freaking cute.
Yeah,
I'm really jealous of them.
So you too can make some.
Yeah, I know you were talking about not wearing them out much, but I think they would be so nice to floss outside. Maybe when you're running errands, going to the supermarket, etc.
Yeah, they don't. I was worried they would like cling too much and be like unflattering, but they actually are. I mean, I wear leggings a lot anyways, but they're really flattering, because they're not, or I didn't knit them so that they're super tight, but they're also not baggy, so they just they fit really well.
They look like a perfect fit.
Yeah.
Nice job, well done. And that was inspired by, finishing it was inspired by Woolen Witch, right?
By Woolen Witch, yeah, because she's working on a pair of her own, which she planned her colors a little more carefully than I did, I think. But I pulled them out and I realized I had so little to do. It probably took me maybe like 8 hours to finish them. And after, you know, how many hours I had spent on knitting them before. So it was totally worth pulling them out and finishing them.
And that makes you well on your way to clear the needles 2020.
That's right. My first thing, cleared off the needles.
Nice. What else do you have?
Let's see, what else am I working on? So I am nothing if not a copycatter. So I started the Alatau
I think
hat
we all are.
After seeing yours, that was marking my place. So I started the Alatau hat by Ainur Berkimbayeva. And I am doing this with Imperial Yarn Tracy 2, which is actually a sport weight yarn. So I didn't get you can see the provisional cast on that Wanda was talking about last time there. It's really hard to see because of the way the light is, but you can kind of see, there you go, you can see the twisted stitch pattern.
Lovely pattern.
Yeah. So I didn't get the gauge and I knit the biggest size, but I was worried it was still too small. So what I did is I did, on the increase chart, there's kind of a pattern to how it increases. So I did a couple extra increase rows. And then when I got to the body chart, I'm just knitting. So in between where you do the increases here, there is, so this triangle right is where the increases are. In between there's just some plain twisted stitches. And so I added 2 extra plain twisted rib stitches in between each increase. And I think it's going to fit. So we'll see when I get done. And
is it for you?
It's for me.
Nice.
Yeah, of course.
You deserve to have
I deserve to have this
hat.
Yeah.
I love that hat.
And I really like this yarn. It's Imperial yarn. It's called Tracy 2, and this is the color navy.
Cool.
So what are you working on?
Wait, another shout out. That's Mama's Teddy Bear knits, I think, on Ravelry and on Instagram. And we've messaged a couple of times. She seems like such a lovely person. So happy to support her and her patterns.
Definitely. And she has a sweater that I really want to knit also.
Oh yeah, the Astrogal.
The Astrogal. So that might be coming in 2020. Yeah.
Cool. All right, so most of the stuff you all have seen, so I'll just share it during the WIP parade, but I have something that's quite in its infancy that I am so freaking excited about. So I'm going to go ahead and share. Oh, I should have brought my swatch. Is it cool to share swatches?
Yes. Do you have it? No.
It's in the room. Okay. I'm not going to go grab it, but it's lovely. When I finished that, I was like, oh, this fabric is so awesome.
Oh my God, this color.
So, okay, which way do I hold this up? This is, maybe the outside, because this is what's going to be the outside. I don't know if you all can see that.
It's so beautiful.
Any guesses before I reveal it? Oh, it's twisted. Any guesses before I reveal what it is? This way. Okay. There we go.
Okay. Does it go like that or like this?
It goes, okay, hold on. It goes like this.
It goes like this, okay. Oh, this is the top?
This is the top.
I mean, I've seen this pattern
and this is the right side. Forever. So, okay, anyone guess yet? All right, well, this is an old pattern. It's called the Leavenwick by Gudrun Johnston. It's a cardigan, and so this is the collar. I'm knitting it in the yarn that it calls for, which is Brooklyn Tweed Shelter. It has this nice lace pattern on the collar, and it goes through the lapel or where it buttons up. So this has been in my queue for the longest. I'm so excited to finally cast it on. I swatched 2 days ago with Heather's motivation, she motivated me to do so. I kind of was in a rut with my knitting after I finished this,
and I said, just wind up the yarn.
Yeah, I wound up the yarn, 7 balls of yarn, and I swatched that same day. And then, of course, once you do that, and I saw that lovely fabric, I cast it on yesterday. So I'm almost through with the collar. I'm making modifications.
Oh, what are you doing?
So
advanced. Hashtag advanced.
It's not that serious, but I looked at some of the comments and project pages on Ravelry, and I'm really kind of adjusting and pulling from her name is Tatiana. I'm trying to remember Heavenly
Classy.
Classy, thank you. On Ravelry. And so a lot of people talked about the collar not standing up, and I really wanted my collar to stand up, and I wanted it to have that mock turtleneck feel. So instead of casting on 112 stitches like the regular collar should have for my size, I cast it on 94, and I did some math so that I could keep the lace pattern. And so I cast it on 94. I'm using smaller needles. These are US 4s, and she suggests one needle size below the gauge needle, which is 7.
To make it like tighter, stiffer, so it'll stand
tighter
better.
and stiffer. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the yoke a little bit longer. Again, that's from Tatiana's suggestion. So I'm going to make it 1.5 inches longer than what the pattern calls for. And while I do that, I'm going to do some increases so I get up to the 112 stitches I need to start the regular yoke of the sweater. But I'm excited to finally have this on the needles.
Yeah.
The color is
such a great color.
amazing.
What color is that?
It's called Ember or Embers. The original pattern calls for Hayloft, which is a mustard, and that's when that's how I first fell in love with the sweater. But I have a lot of things in mustard. I love burnt orange as well. So I think this is going to be lovely. And I'll share my progress with you all as I keep going.
Awesome. Yeah, I've had that in my queue for a while too. It buttons kind of here on the side, right?
Yes. The collar, the high collar, it's a slanted, the buttons are slanted. It has a nice little pocket. So I just really love the style of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm going to wear it a lot. My goal is to finish it by the time my semester starts back.
When is that? The middle of January?
I don't officially need to report back until the 21st of January.
Okay. Oh, you can do it. That's like a month, almost.
I think I can do it too.
Yeah.
I have high hopes for myself these days, so it's a goal.
Yeah, it's a good goal. And maybe I can finish, I'll show you my other thing I'm working on, which is my mom's sweater. Maybe I can finish it, although I have to go back to work January 6th, but I can't finish it by then. But I am knitting for my mom, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, the Adiantum, which is patterned by Kelly Ordemann, that was in Pom Pom number 28. And I did finish the sleeves in time for Christmas, and she did try on the sleeves, and the sleeves do fit her.
They're so lovely.
Yeah, so I'm knitting this out of Buches, and the color I think is just called like red and beige. So there are two sleeves.
I want to feel it.
Yeah. This yarn just has the most lovely feel. I mean, it's a woolen spun yarn.
It feels like there's linen in it, but there isn't.
Yeah, it's 100% wool.
Nice.
So I finished the sleeves, and then I did start on the body. So you can see all my floats are kind of messy because well, let me show you what the pattern actually looks like. So this is the body, but there is kind of a long, on these spaces where there's just like the stem, there's a really long float in between those. And I'll talk more about it when I finish it, but there is a method I've used on other sweaters to trap those long floats. But it's tricky because then there's other places where there's a short float, and so I wasn't happy with using that method, so I just went ahead and carried the floats, but it makes the floats look really messy. So I'm hoping when I block it, it'll be okay, so she's not like getting her hand stuck in it or whatever. But anyway, I'm really happy with it. It's a beautiful, beautiful pattern.
And I like your color choices a lot too.
Yeah, so my mom chose really good colors for it, and she's happy, she's excited.
Good.
So I'm out of the doghouse now.
Good. That's what I was going to ask you about. See, she came through. She came through for you, Mom. She's
looking forward to it, and I'm really hoping that it fits. The sleeves fit, so I feel like that's a good sign.
Yeah, exactly.
I told her I'm going to have you try it on because...
Are we about the same size?
Yeah, she's much smaller than me, and I was like, well, Wanda can... It'll be a little big for you probably, but I was like, Wanda can at least try it on to see if we're in the ballpark.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, are you working on anything else, or are we ready for our WIP?
You all know how I am. I work on a little, I do a little bit of everything at once. So I think everything else we can put in the WIP parade. So how do we want to do this?
Do you want to do...
You have 18 and I have like 5 or 6.
Do we want to do all of mine and all of yours, or do we want to do some of mine and some of yours and switch off?
What if we do half of yours and then mine and
then
then the rest of yours?
So I think I have 20.
Okay.
Or maybe 19. I'm really sad because I accidentally left at home. I have the granny stripe blanket that I'm making out of scraps. And it's actually really pretty. I'm really happy with it, but it's in like a different location because I do work on it like a little bit here and there, and I forgot to bring it. So I'll try to remember to bring it next time.
Okay.
So that's one.
Next episode.
First
episode of 2020.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get
do
started. So we're not going to give a ton of details about the pattern or the yarn. We'll just say what we remember just to keep the time.
Yeah. And as we finish them, we'll share more about each finished object, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. And you can, for me, the pattern at least is linked on my Ravelry page. There's not a lot of other details because I usually put that up at the end. But
same here.
All right.
Find it in my projects.
So I've got boxes.
She has boxes on boxes on boxes, by the way.
So in the first box, I have not worked on this in probably like 2 or 3 years because I used the leftover yarn to make a blanket for my principal's baby, and she's like 3 years old now.
There's so much suspense here.
So this is going to be a hexagon, crocheted hexagon blanket, and I believe the pattern I used is called Hexy Love Actually, but I downloaded several different hexagon patterns, so that could be wrong. So that's on my Ravelry page, but it's made out of a Knitpicks cotton yarn. So I made all the little centers. You will see a theme here in a minute when I get out my other crochet project. I made all the centers and then didn't feel like joining them together.
I'm gonna hold some of these up.
So they're all these like pinks. I think I bought like a kit of
it's gonna be so cool to see how they come together.
Of this, whatever this cotton, I don't even know what kind of yarn it is.
It feels here it is. Amazing.
Comfy Sport. And I thought I had one where I had actually joined the hexagons together, but I guess not. I think I laid it out and took a picture of how I wanted to join them together, and then stopped.
These are really cool.
Yeah. Nice. So that's number 2.
There's a bag full of those,
There's a bag
by the way.
All the hexagons are done for like a crib size blanket.
Lovely.
Another baby project. This is...
What's up with us knitting these things for babies that don't actually
exist? Because it's a good way to use up like little bits of yarn.
Yeah.
I believe this is called the like French macaron sweater or something like that. So it's basically like this, and then you knit another piece the same and join them together.
So cute.
So
that blue is different and on camera versus here. It's got a more aqua tone, I think.
It's more of a teal.
This
one I normally knit continental, so I hold the yarn in my left hand. A few years ago I was having a lot of wrist problems, so I usually have one project on the go that I'm knitting English style. So this is that one, and I don't really like knitting English style, so that's why this is just waiting until my left wrist hurts again. Okay, so here is another crochet blanket that I have not joined together. This is a Sunburst Granny Square pattern that I'm knitting with Debbie Bliss, Cash Merino Aaron, or something like that. Yep. So it's just a bunch of different squares that are different combinations of these colors. So really enjoy crocheting. Again, I have a giant bag of the squares. Need to join them together.
Okay. Is that it? Joining them together for both of those blankets?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
well then, theoretically that's low hanging fruit. No.
No, it does. It takes a while. You got to lay them all out to get them
the way you want
the
it
way
together.
You want them, and then it like takes up space on the floor until at least I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just lazy.
Not low hanging fruit. Just kidding.
It is low hanging fruit. It's so close to being done. It's just like the pants.
If I would just put on a show or some podcast and whip it up.
Yeah, totally. In this bag is these little knitted Christmas stockings.
This is so freaking cute.
And some of these are actually done.
What's the plan for these? Are they ornaments?
They're ornaments. Here's another
Oh
one.
my god, I love these.
I have no idea what the pattern is. It's linked
I
on my
love
Ravelry.
these.
But I don't love knitting on this super small circumference, which is why I stopped.
Oh,
but
did you do magic glue?
I did, yeah, but I still don't love it. But I have this much yarn left, and I'm determined to use the rest of it to make more stockings.
Okay.
So that's happening at some point.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. And that's actually leftover yarn from some adult size stockings that I made a while ago.
Is that fingering weight?
Yeah.
Can I borrow some of that red?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess I'm asking on camera, so
yeah,
you
go
can't
for it.
diss me.
Well, then I don't have to make as many stockings if you take some of it off my
You know the
hands.
yarn you gave me? I kind of want to do the cuff and the toe in red or something. We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, that would be good. It doesn't have nylon in it, though. I think it's Dale Garn, which is just merino.
Okay.
But,
we'll have to figure out if it works or not. Anyway.
What in the world is this? Oh, this is Plumpy.
Ooh, I haven't seen this in person.
And I decided to make it out of scraps.
I know.
Because I had all these sport weight scraps. And I got overwhelmed by all the ends that I'm going to have to leave in. And so I kind of stopped, especially these ends over here on the brioche side. I'm like, how in the world am I going to weave all those in? I don't know.
And it's hard with brioche weaving in. I need to look at videos to see if there's a technique for it.
Yeah, because I don't know how to make it not show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I ran into that some with this, but let's hold it up.
So this is what it looks like.
You all know Plumpy. That's Andrea Mowry's shawl pattern.
Andrea Mowry. This is all kinds of leftover scraps. I love this end down here, the colors.
Yes. I like that too.
And then I kind of ran out of the colors that I was wanting to use, and I'm not as thrilled with these, but I'm very close to being done. I mean, you can see
I was going to ask how, because it goes like, it just, don't want to mess with up. It kind of extends this way, right?
Yeah, I think so. So I have like 2 more sections to do.
Nice.
So
do you all want to see my Plumpy?
Yes, show your Plumpy. While I get organized, show your Plumpy.
I'm laughing. You'll know why in a second.
Oh yeah.
All right, people.
It's a little baby Plumpy.
Here's my Plumpy. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Look at these kitty stitch markers. Okay, anyway.
Those are cute, yeah.
I won't even share the yarn right now, but, this is Sugar Plum Circus, but if I make more progress, you'll see the rest of the color.
You will make more progress.
Well,
it's a really fun
I'm
pattern.
contemplating if I should make it. Doesn't it seem quite similar to this? But it's bigger.
It does. It does. It's similar colors, but it's a
I'll
different
just
shape.
sew this up really quickly. These are the colors. Come on, people. Wanda needs to branch out some with her color scheme. So we'll see.
Well, you know what you like. You know you'll wear it if you make it with those colors.
Yeah, and
right?
it's bigger and a little bit warmer, so.
Yeah.
And now, theoretically, I think I know a thing or two about brioche.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And it's going to come out good once because I think that's what stopped you last time, right? Is you got to the brioche part and you had to rip it back.
But I think the way she does her brioche is different from Lavanya Patricella.
Interesting.
I've seen different ways of doing brioche. Maybe I'm making that up. But when I return to it, I'll report back.
Yeah, report back.
Okay.
Let us know.
There you go.
Okay, should I finish out this box?
Sure.
Okay, so this is a shawl by Melanie Berg that I'm making with lace weight. I had all these, so I went through a phase like 10 years ago where I was knitting a lot with lace weight yarn.
Yeah.
And I really don't like knitting with lace weight yarn anymore. So I had all these scraps of different like brightly colored lace weight yarn. And I was like, let me find a pattern where I can just like use up these scraps. So I think it's called Avienda or something like that. It's by Melanie Berg. And this is as far as I've gotten.
Yeah.
Because I don't like knitting with
the lace weight. Why don't you like the lace weight?
It's just really little.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't grow very fast.
Yep.
I don't actually like knitting lace anymore. So this pattern is actually not lace. It's just garter stitch with increases to make a good shape. But Yeah, I just am not that into it, but I think I really like all these colors.
Yeah.
So I may, we'll see. I might give up and double them up. And
I was
make more
going
of like a fingering weight.
That's what I was
with
going
it.
to say. Yeah. You could hold it double and make something else with it if you like.
Yeah. So that might be happening, but somehow these scraps are going to get used up.
Good stuff.
Then I have some socks with Paton's Croix Blue Striped Rag, I think is the name of the colorway. These are just like a travel knitting project that I had been taking around with me for a while, and then I don't know why I left off. I just, because I finished one and I needed to cast the other one on, so I just have,
That often happens.
So that'll be finished. I'm actually knitting these on DPNs, which I used to be like only knit socks on DPNs,
I remember
but lately
that.
I do magic loop more often. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the next pair of socks I make, I want to try on the 9-inch cord.
Yeah,
I want to see how that
I'm
feels.
scared to try that.
You think your hands would get crampy? Or?
Yeah.
I did the sleeves on the Nilly with the 9-inch cord.
Oh, really? And your hands didn't get crampy?
No, it was okay. I'm gonna try it. I feel like it might be quicker than magic looping it.
Oh, I feel like it would definitely be quicker because you're just going like around and around and around.
So I want to try some socks like that.
Yeah.
I'll report back.
Report back, and maybe I'll try it. So speaking of socks, these are the Line socks by Dawn Henderson.
I want to make those.
They're beautiful.
They're so cute.
But these went into timeout, so they have this like really pretty, like I don't even know what you would call that type of pattern at the top.
Is that lace though?
It's not really lace. It's a twisted stitch pattern. That's why you like it.
Oh, obviously.
But it's like a scallop. That's what it is. Yeah, it is. I guess it is like a scalloped lace pattern. But I knit it on size 0 needles, and I should have knit it on a 1. It's a little too tight, so I think I have to rip it back and start again. Yeah.
Oh dang.
The foot fits okay, which is on a 1, but
those are so cute.
Yeah.
I can't wait to make them.
Yes, they're really, really cute.
Do you know how much yarn it takes?
I mean, maybe like 50 grams at the most.
I'm wondering if there's a way to use some of the yarn left over from this. I need to measure. I need to weigh it. Even if it was a combo.
Well, yeah, because worst comes to worst, you could make the toe a different color, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are really pretty.
Yeah, so I love that pattern.
We could have a line sock knit along, but I'd have to cast them on soon.
Yeah. Well, whenever I can wait. I mean, it's not like I don't have anything else to work on.
So we'll do it when I cast them on.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Good.
So I'll put those in timeout until then. 2 more things in here. This must have been my sock bag. This was, I don't even know what this is called. I think these are called Wilmot. This was a mystery knit along from Rachel Coopy. And I really love her patterns. I have a couple of her books. And I started it this summer and when I was traveling for work, and then I think I got home from the trip and just put it away. But it's just a pretty colorwork sock pattern.
I love those colors.
So it's some leftover yarn. Both of these yarns have silk in them, so I thought they would go together nicely.
I love those colors.
So
cute.
Yeah, someday I'll finish that.
Yeah.
I think the pattern calls for 3 colors, and I wasn't, maybe I didn't have the 3rd color with me when I went on the trip, and then I
Stopped.
Yeah.
Do you have the 3rd color now?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And then these, I am in love with. I really need to go back to these. These are Colorwork Sock, obviously, from this book, which is called Socksbuch, which was originally published in German. And I wanted these socks so badly, or this whole book so badly. These are socks number 5.
Oh, those are so freaking fun.
So I actually do speak German, and at the time it wasn't available on American Amazon, so I had to make an account on Germany's version of Amazon.
Wait, but is the book in German?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're doing this pattern?
Yeah.
I love how she just casually slipped in. I speak German.
Yeah.
You don't just speak German. You're following a German pattern. That's technical.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do know how to make a sock, so it's like, I don't actually know all the knitting terms in German.
Yeah, but you can find your way.
Exactly. I can figure it out. And I just saw that this book has been published in English now. It has like a slightly different title, but if you Google this title on Amazon, it'll come up the English version too. But I stopped with this because I really wanted the exact colors from the picture in the book, and I had this skein of West Yorkshire spinners that had all the colors in it, and so I had to like cut up little pieces to get.
Wow!
And I need to cut up.
That
some
is
more colors.
dedication.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like you need an assistant.
I mean, I could have just bought some more yarn, but no, I had it right there.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. All right, what are some more of your WIPs?
Okay. You all have seen all of these before, but I'll just show them because we're showing our starting place for Clear the Needles 2020. These are my morning coffee socks.
Oh, there you go.
You can see the pattern more now because I've made some progress. I've also turned the heel.
Woo!
Nice. So, obviously they were not done in time for Christmas. I was a little selfish. There were some things I wanted to finish for myself. But my goal is February for my partner's son's birthday in February.
And you didn't do the yellow, I noticed.
No, I'm going to keep them all navy. Keep it simple. If I feel like I wanted to do it on that's the cuff at the top, right? Mm-hmm. So it could show, but I didn't do that. Yeah. So I'm just going to stick with the all navy. You all saw Plumpy. This is, you've seen this before as well.
It's getting closer to being done though.
Every time I come on camera, I'm in between the freaking row, so you can't really see it. I need to be more strategic. So this is just indicative of how I pick things up and I work on it for a little bit and sit it down. But this is the 4 Points Blanket by Pearl Soho. And if I work on this more consistently, I can go ahead and finish it up.
Yeah, it won't take you long.
But I'm on my favorite color.
Yay!
Pure garter.
Yeah.
Garter bliss.
And that's a good gauge for that garter too, I feel like.
Yeah.
As you can
it
tell,
looks good.
Yeah. I have very strong opinions
about
garter
stitch
gauge.
Garter stitch gauge.
No, but
and
looks really
apparently good. I'm rocking at it.
Yeah, you are. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, I picked this up a little bit. I'm at the point where I am ready to transition to my next color. So maybe in a future podcast, you will see that. But this is now competing with the Leavenwick cardigan. So here we are. Trying to see what you can see. This is my Shifty knit with lamb strings yarn. Andrea Mallory's pattern.
That's so pretty. What's your next color?
My next color is this one, Raku. Again, that's lamb string yarn. And I think this is my favorite of all of the colors I'm using in the sweater. So be interesting to think of what to do with the leftovers.
Oh yeah, that'll be a fun leftovers project.
Yeah,
we have to start
so cute.
A blanket, a leftovers blanket.
Yeah, you know, I think I should. I would like to do that. But fingering weight?
Well, you can hold it double.
That's true.
Yeah.
And here's the last one I'm pulling out. This is it, right? This is it. I'm pulling out of the woodwork. It's been sitting for a while. Let's see. This is, I'll just hold it like that. Maybe hold this side. This is the Rizzo Sweater by Poison Girls.
Wait, isn't this the front?
This is the front right here. Oh, just kidding.
Okay, this way.
This is the front.
Yeah.
So this is by Poison Girls, and you see it has these little eyelets here and the seed stitch. I love seed stitch. That's so pretty. And I think there's a little collar on there. This is just the style that I like. I like to have a little collar. I put this down because I made a mistake. I can't remember the mistake, but I have maybe 1 or 2 extra stitches somewhere with the eyelet pattern. So I have to figure that out, and then I can pick this back up. I was torn about whether or not I was going to frog it or keep going, but I really like the color. I like the pattern and the seed stitch. So I think this is one that I will continue in 2020.
Yeah.
And that yarn is Malabrigo. Malabrigo is a solid go-to yarn for me. They have wonderful colors, and I think it's a reliable yarn.
And that color is beautiful. I'm glad you're gonna keep it.
Yeah, I think
it's a really cute top.
I think it'll be cute, and it'll give me something to wear during springtime too. So I need to work on that so it's ready this spring.
For spring,
actually. Yeah. That's all I have.
All right, I've got a couple more.
I know you do.
Excuse me while I go get my other boxes. All right, so I have a little spring top also.
All right.
I thought you were making one of these.
What is it?
Mount Pleasant.
I was.
Okay.
And I frogged it, but I think I want to make it again because guess who I just saw in the Mount Pleasant?
Who?
Woolen Witch.
Yes, I saw that on Instagram.
Yep. We had casted this on together.
Yeah, we actually had a cast on party.
We were at the tea shop.
Yeah. So this is Mount Pleasant by Pip and Pin, which is a little cropped sweater. So
cute.
And the colors, it's more of a navy than it's showing up on here, but it has this little lace bit at the bottom. And then, excuse me, I'm having all kinds of problems here. And then I finished I'm working on, this is either the back or the front, I don't remember. So I have to do the other side and then seam it up basically or do whatever you do to make the sleeves. I don't remember.
Okay. So why is that one hibernating?
I think maybe because it got cold and I just thought I wanted to work on other.
Yeah. So you'll finish that for spring.
So I'll finish this for spring.
Okay.
Yeah. There's not a lot more to do on it.
Yeah, I like that pattern. The Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, it's cute. And I think we'll see. I'm going to have to figure out how to wear it because I have trouble with figuring out how to wear those crop tops sometimes. But
have you done the over... Well, I feel like that one goes well with high pants.
Yeah.
I don't think a dress because it's a little fitted, right?
Well, yeah, and I maybe if it was the right kind of dress, but I don't know that I have
to
a dress.
play with it.
These are my leftover socks. You've seen these before. Haven't worked on these. I'll go back to those sometime.
That's just the heel, right?
That's just, all they need is the heels, yeah.
Yeah.
So, those are a Neighborhood Fiber Company. This shawl is called Banrian. It was a pattern on Knitty, so it's a free pattern. It has that really pretty cable on it.
Wait, a little bit closer.
Oh, sorry.
Can y'all see that? Well, I'm acting like you can respond right now. We're getting used to this, though. I'm speaking to an audience.
So I had some yarn. I think this is Lolo Did It in different grays that I kind of thought of when I saw that pattern because it's also in those different grays.
Yeah.
So I started working on it this summer and just eventually put it down. I don't know why I put it down, but
So these are stripes and a cable? That's cool.
And then for the cable, you kind of hold the darker color. I forget, you slip stitches or something so that the darker color is not there.
This yarn feels amazing. What is it? Did you say that already?
It's Lolo Did It. Whatever her
did.
cashmere merino nylon base
that's
is.
why.
It's called Lolo's Favorite.
That feels amazing. That's the cashmere that probably feels like that.
Yeah, so I'm excited to go back to that someday.
Someday.
It does require a little bit of concentration because there is slipping stitches and cabling on almost every row.
Yeah.
So
the cool thing about this is that we can knit as the spirit moves us, right?
Mm-hmm. And do like the project that feels right for
exactly
whatever. Yeah.
And cast on new things as that feels right too.
So these are my Grove mittens. These were
I thought those were done.
No, just one is done.
Oh,
that one's done. This is the other
You're
one.
teasing me with those again. I love those. But those are twisted stitches, right?
These are twisted stitches.
So I know I can make them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those are so cute.
Yeah, I think I accidentally said on the last episode I had these on that they were lace, but they're not. Or that they were cables, but they're not cables. They're like a twisted stitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are hella cute.
Okay. Then I have another pair of socks. This is also a Rachel Coopy pattern. It's called Almondine. And it's like this super cabley. The yarn is kind of like a taupe color, so just like a neutral sock, and it has like a different texture on the back.
That color shows off the pattern. Yeah.
So these are really pretty. Again, they just take a lot of concentration, so I put them down at some point.
They're gorgeous though.
Yeah. And I'm knitting them from a book of hers that I have, and this is the book. It's called Socks, Yeah. And I think that's part of also why I put them down, because I guess I could make a copy of the pattern, but
carrying the book around
is a hassle, so I only work on it at home.
It needs to be miniature so it can fit in the project bag.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's maybe our $1 million
feedback
idea. Yeah.
To all of you knitters, pattern designers who put your work in books, make them miniature. Yeah. I don't know if that would work, but
then it would be really thick though.
They would have to have a volume 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if this is creating more problems or solving a problem, but hey, it's an idea. Someone experiment with it.
I do love knitting from books though, and that's actually one of my goals for 2020 is to knit. I have a ton of issues of Pom Pom that I've never knit anything from, Lina magazine, the Vintage Shetland project. I have a lot of books that I need to. There's a lot of good patterns in there that I want to knit.
Yeah. I think that work shouldn't go to waste, you know.
Okay, so last two are two sweaters. This one is Audrey and Unst, and it looks like that. I knit a green version of this years ago. I still wear it. Sometimes it's a little bit small for me, and I really wanted like a basic black cardigan, so I started another one in a larger size that's black, and I just need to pick up the sleeves and do the sleeves.
I want to touch everything.
Yeah.
So this is a cardigan, and you have to pick up the sleeves.
It's a cardigan.
Oh wait, look. So there's some.
There's a little lace.
There's some lace work on the front.
Yeah.
I don't know if people can see.
Yeah. I forgot that was even there. It's been so long since I worked on this.
Yeah. Man, so you knitted this in black. How was that experience?
That's partly why I put it down. I think because picking up the stitches, you pick up around the armhole, and it's need good light to be able to do that.
Ooh, I have a black sweater that's coming up in the hopper. I don't know how I feel about that.
Which one?
Well, I'm gonna make Mark. I'm gonna make my boyfriend a sweater.
Oh right.
At some point, and it's the Montreal jumper. I forget the designer's name. But he had this cute black sweater. I don't know what happened to it, and we talked about it, and I said that would make him a replacement one. But I might do like a dark gray. I haven't shopped for yarns yet, but we'll see.
Yeah,
it's a cute jumper. It's the Montreal jumper. It has stripes in it, but I'm just going to make it one solid color, and it has a hood to it as well. And I think it's a good style for him. So. We'll see. That's coming up in 2020 as well.
Yeah. It won't be too, if it's just stockinette, black's not too bad. It's more when you have to like really look at it and do a pattern that. Yeah.
And I guess picking up the sleeves, you just hold it under the light and make it work.
Yeah. So I do really want the sweater because I do need a black cardigan. I don't have one anymore. And I really love this yarn. It's Queensland United. It's lambswool and cotton, like 50-50. And it's really great for sweaters in a more temperate climate like ours.
Yeah.
It's a sport weight, so definitely recommend that.
Yeah.
My last WIP is, I don't know if anyone's been counting, but I think it's 20.
Oh, I didn't count.
This sweater is so close to being done.
Okay.
Surprise, surprise. This is the Skipness by Martin Story. I don't know if I have a picture of it or not. No, all I have is the charts. But anyway, this is the Skipness, and I knit all the pieces about a year ago.
Okay.
And it seamed, so I had to set in sleeves, which I really do not. I don't mind mattress stitching to sew up side seams, but I really hate setting in sleeves. So I set in the first sleeve a couple months ago. So that's the sleeve. The whole sweater is here. It's a cardigan.
Okay, wait, which way? Okay.
And it's knit with Rowan felted tweed. So it has all these beautiful cables on it.
Cable work.
And believe it or not, this is a free pattern. And not that many people have knit it, but it's a really good pattern, and it's beautiful cable.
Yeah.
So all I have to do is put in the other sleeve and then seam up the side seams.
All right. Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, Skipness out of.
Is it low hanging fruit?
It is low hanging fruit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that will be done soon, everyone.
Hopefully be done soon. I would like to get it done so I can wear it this winter because it's.
Why not? Right?
Yeah. So that's it.
The WIP parade.
The WIP parade.
Silent applause.
Silent applause. I feel like
that's
we
what we do with when we worked with kids.
Yeah.
Silent applause.
I feel like we should throw candy. Did you ever go to a parade when you were a kid and there would be the people on the floats like throwing candy into the crowd?
No. But
that was like my favorite thing. It would be like, the fire truck would drive by and they would be like
throwing stuff.
Candy
Yeah. I kind of see that.
Yeah.
So, do we want to talk about future plans really quickly? Sure. I mean, I think that the problem with me is I want to knit all of the things. So the future plans, those are going to change constantly, and the list just keeps going and going and going. But one of the things that I've been obsessing over lately is the Diagon Alley jumper, and I think her name is Fabel Knitwear. And before this one, I was obsessing over her Nutcracker jumper. So I want to make both of those. The Diagon Alley jumper feels like lower hanging fruit. Is knit with DK weight yarn. And we're kind of on this yarn diet until Stitches West. Heather more so than me, because I've been cheating a whole lot. And my boyfriend got me a gift card to Verb for Keeping Warm. So now that's my excuse. I can go see if there's any DK weight yarn that appeals to me that I could potentially knit that sweater up with. But, I have other things on the needles. So we'll just see how the spirit moves me with that. But that's on my radar. And I just saw that she's having a knit along. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. But she has a couple of sweaters that are a part of that. And there's one that you like
There's
too.
one I like too, but now I can't remember. Maybe Ollivanders. They're all like Harry Potter names.
Yeah, that sounds
like. Or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds like it. So we might join that make along. It starts January 1st. I'm trying to think what else. The Montreal jumper I mentioned, and then the line socks that Heather's already working on, and we might do a knit along with that too, right?
Yeah.
So those are a couple of things that I've been thinking about knitting up. What about you?
So I want to finish all of this mess. I kind of want to do some color work mittens maybe. I'm just kind of trying to think ahead. So normally I always knit things for people for Christmas, and this year I didn't. And then I do enjoy giving people knit gifts for Christmas, and those people that I give them to enjoy them. So I was thinking about maybe trying to do some mittens or socks throughout the year to build up my stash so I'm not doing them all at the end of the year. And then, just like I said, really trying to knit from some books and magazines that I already own, because there's so many great patterns. And I feel like I'm always getting swept away by something new, but I have a lot of patterns
I want to make. So.
I want to make.
Yeah, you already have the patterns, right? So And are you doing, I've seen some people on the social media doing make nines. Are you doing a make nine list at all? Or
I don't
because
think so.
it constantly, it
started
changes
all the time.
But
I wouldn't,
I don't want to hold myself to it or have any feelings about not doing what's in the list. And already when I started thinking about it, it's changed like every other day. So
yeah.
We'll make some things.
We'll make some things in 2020.
Yeah.
Most of them will turn out okay, hopefully. And
yeah.
And we hope that you guys will join us with our Clear the Needles 2020. We hope that you'll use the hashtag on Instagram and join our Ravelry chat thread.
Yes.
And hopefully once 2020 begins, we'll start to see some people posting their projects because I'm definitely motivated to get these things off the needles so that I don't have them hanging over my head anymore. I really like all those things, and that's why I started them. So I want to get them finished. Yeah.
And it'd be nice if we can all share that journey together. We want to see what you all are making and how you're clearing your needles in 2020. I look forward to seeing how all of Heather's projects progress and mine, and just building community and sharing that way. And so I'm going to officially start using it and browsing and seeing what shows up. And so come on over to Ravelry Instagram and share with us. So the next time we podcast, it will be a new year.
Yeah, a new decade.
A new freaking decade. Yeah. How about that? So we look forward to seeing what the year brings. I hope you all have a wonderful New Year's Eve, New Year's, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Bye,
all
everyone.
Right. Bye.
Bye.